Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Combo Podcast, a show all about PC gaming and the culture and technology around it. I am here with my co-host, the Conman. Hello, Conman.
Hello. Welcome. Greetings.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I'd rather be sleeping a bit more, but there you go.
Don't we all?
Sadly, you can't sleep and do podcasts.
I'd rather play games than sleep.
Yeah, well.
So this is the first episode, more of a pilot. So episode 0, we can call it. And we're just going to mess with the format.
And see if we know what we're actually doing. Probably don't know, though.
I can set up everything else, but recording the podcast, let's see how we do. Alright, so, well, like I said, it's all about PC gaming. Only PC gaming. No console stuff.
None of that here. No.
Nope, none of that. And, of course, technology and everything.
Anything surrounding
graphics
PC
cards.
gaming, basically.
Yeah, and the culture. Alright. So, it's the first episode. What do we do? So, let's talk about the games you've been playing. What have you been playing?
I actually haven't been playing an awful lot. I haven't played anything new, at least, anyway. Due to like college and such. I have gone back to Risk of Rain, though, since I had a bit of free time whilst at college, and it runs well on my laptop, so thought I'd run that up. It's always a good bit of fun, and it consumes a huge amount of time, so when you've got a 2-hour break, it's good to suck up the time.
Yeah, no, it's one of those cool games you can play anywhere, and it's just fun. You can just start it, no context necessary. Just go in, shoot things, and then...
And die.
Done.
And die.
Yeah.
That is an inevitability.
I found it hard and kind of unsatisfying, but it's fairly fun if you do it with friends, I guess.
Yeah. If only it was easier to set up servers for these things. Or maybe I'm just not very good at it. Either one's possible.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't use Steam, the multiplayer stuff Steam offers.
Considering it actually uses Steam Cloud for save data, which I thought it actually didn't. Apparently not.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but maybe it's for people who don't use Steam and have the game DRM free or something.
Suppose.
But yeah, it's still fairly difficult to start games, but once you do, it's a fair bit of fun. I didn't get to play much. I'm not a huge fan because I kind of find those games repetitive, but it's fun. It's good. It's good.
It is a bit repetitive, but the main fun of the game is really finding the new items and getting the new combination of items. It's a lot like FTL, where if you get the right run, you can get this amazing setup that you can run all the way through with. And once you get that run, it's incredibly satisfying.
Right. Well, anything else you've been playing? Apart from GTA, which we will get to.
GTA, well, we will get that. What else have I played? Hang on, let me have a quick look through. This is how much time college has been taking that I actually cannot remember what I've been playing. Oh yes, I actually went back and tried Kerbal Space Program now that it's been released.
Oh yeah, you own it, don't you?
Yes, I do own that game.
Kerbal Space Program at school. I told you once. So
yeah.
We were just 5-6 people
crowded around. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's laptop crowding around, and then each of us yelling at the player, "No, do this!" And then when we landed on the moon, everyone was just going, "Woo, yeah, we did it!"
Just going crazy.
It was a beautiful moment. It's just moment. As if you're in a space command station.
Brings a tear to your eye.
It was very satisfying, even though I didn't get to play any of it. I was just yelling.
Backseat gaming at its finest.
Yeah, and that was coming after, repeatedly crashing into the moon because of, coming in too fast.
Just added a couple of extra craters to that moon.
Yeah, no, if you get to the moon, it's really satisfying. Because you have to experiment so much. It's a really good science game.
when you first start off, you actually find it quite difficult to do anything. And then eventually, once you get to the moon, you think, oh, this is really easy. And then you try going to another planet. And then you realize, oh,
everything changes.
This is not easy. It's safe to say I haven't actually made it to another planet yet.
Yeah, it's just like physics, at school.
No,
that's just a simple formula. And then at A-level, oh
no.
And then at university, the stuff doesn't actually exist, but we have a formula for that.
Yeah.
So it's realistic.
I know. But, yeah, that's good fun. Even if you don't actually take anything seriously, just making ships and blowing them up is always good fun.
Yeah, I tried... I played the demo, tried stupid stuff. It's fun. Speaking of Kerbal Space Program, it got a 96 out of 100 on PCGamer.com. Are you surprised?
Not really. Just, no, I'm not surprised.
It was so incredibly successful and a perfect early access game.
Yeah, one of the few games worth buying whilst it was still in early access, really.
Yeah, the others that come to mind are Space Engineers and Prison Architect. Both are good games. I love Space Engineers.
Space Engineers.
You know, because we've been playing a lot.
Yep. Just watching you crash into my ship, destroying all of my things, everything I hold dear. Thank you so much. Rip in peace, ship.
Yeah.
Rip in peace. Yep, rip in peace.
Ripping.
Rip in peace. Rest in peace in peace.
Rest in pieces. Yep. Is what that... Oh, goddamn, I forgot the name of the guy. Rambo, the Rambo dude.
Rambo, Sylvester Stallone?
Yes, he says that in Expendables 2 or 3. Rest in pieces. It's such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
With his deep voice, he's just saying, things everyone else has said 20 years ago.
Rest in pieces.
They say it's a perfect blend of science and slapstick, and a robust and compelling sandbox of possibility. Simply outstanding.
Well,
I don't have anything. Well, the fact that I don't have any criticisms, of the review. I think
I don't have any criticisms of the game, actually.
Yeah. Well, although review scores are stupid.
Yeah. Yes, don't look at review scores. Actually read up on the game first. Review scores are far too vague.
Reviews, yeah. I never liked review scores. That was way before looking at games journalism. I wasn't reading much about games. I was just playing them. That's 5 years ago. And for films, people always say, "Oh no, it's not a good film. It only got 6 out of 10 by this guy." Well, it's a subjective experience.
Everything is subjective. So
yeah, it's just. You can't put it in an objective score.
It doesn't work like that. You can't quantify something like that. Opinions can't be quantified. It doesn't work like that.
Nope.
No matter how much. No matter how much people want it to.
Yeah. Just like Interstellar, it doesn't do as well as people. I found it amazing, but people say, "Oh no, it was bad." But that's just because they didn't understand the film and the concept.
I love it. People say that they didn't understand it. No.
Therefore, it's
like with
dumb movie.
What was it? It was like Dear Esther. Oh no, you don't understand it, the art piece. Yes, doesn't stop it from being any less of a game.
What else have you been playing, if anything else?
I think really the only other thing I've been playing is GTA, so looks like we'll be getting onto that now.
Yes, GTA. I love it. I finished the story.
It is your life.
It is my second life.
No,
GTA
not even your
second
life. It is your actual life. It is your first life. You have not lived until...
I'm slowly transitioning back to normal life, but... well, after 52 hours in the game in less than 2 weeks, I got so attached to the story, and I was really, really upset when I finished it. I just thought, no!
Yes, because there's quite a fairly big event in it, isn't there? Can't really say much because of spoilers, but yeah, you've got to make a decision, and it's not a very nice decision either.
So I thought I didn't spend much time online, right? Which the online is good. I thought I wasn't spending so much time online, but I checked and I spent 15 hours of the 52. Fairly significant.
Yeah. Actually, I need to check how much I've done.
It's in the game.
Okay.
If you go on GTA Online and then settings, or maybe on the Social Club website. But yeah, I thought I was playing a lot of story, and well, not as much as I expected.
Well, the story is actually very good. I remember playing GTA 4 and thinking, wow, this is dreary. But no, the story in GTA 5 has actually pulled me in pretty well.
Yeah, it was like GTA should be, in the sense that they appreciate the fact that the game is silly to some extent. There's a lot of crazy, stupid things going on.
Yeah.
And the game is self-aware this time around.
Yep.
So, you know, no huge spoilers, but Michael's family, they're just exaggerating the kids' behavior. Just...
yeah, I mean, all the stereotypes just...
Yeah, it's just taking the stereotype and then extrapolating as far as they can. As much as they can. It's just... I mean... and then Michael's the bad guy for not allowing them to be them.
Yeah.
It's just... I know it's vague, but...
But they also don't hide the fact that the main characters are scum. I mean, they do terrible things. And they don't hide the fact. Whilst in 4, it felt like they were trying to make it sound as if he was just doing what he could to get by. He wasn't actually a bad person. Whilst in this, they actually just like, nah, they're terrible people. Accept that.
Yeah, in GTA 4, and then it's old enough to kind of spoil it. But so it was meant to be this guy getting back on track, you know, escaping war, and getting a better life. And then he's trying to improve himself. And then in a mission, you kill 55 random gang people.
And then just run over a bunch of pedestrians on the way back.
While escaping the police.
Yep.
But this time around, it is crazy. And then it's in the dialogue. It's in everything. And at one point, just one character is speaking to a dog. Wait, shit, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just went, what?
Yeah.
And that's after me thinking, that's stupid.
That's what makes it great, though. Stupid things are good.
Yeah, no, so this time around, the story is much more self-aware, and that's good. It's much more fitting for a GTA, the way it should be.
Not taking itself too seriously. Like,
indeed, yeah.
A couple of the missions where they just like acid trips sort of things. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. It's actually one of those quite early on, isn't there?
Yeah, but it's not part of the story. It's a bit of a side mission.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, some guy sells you some weed.
Yeah.
Gives you some weed, and then... and then
things happen.
There's another one that's part of the story later on. I think there was a very beautiful scene. It was just very mesmerizing.
Yeah.
But yeah... Well, I'm not sure if you're far enough.
Probably not. I haven't finished it, no. I think, I'm on the second, currently now I'm on the second heist. Which Trevor is setting up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that far in.
So GTA Online, what do you think of GTA Online? Much more fun than GTA 4's online.
Yeah, it actually feels like there's stuff to do, whilst in GTA 4 it just felt like you were going around killing people all the time. GTA 5, it feels like there's stuff for you to do. There are missions, there are activities. Yeah,
it's another world. And then you look at GTA 5 and the map, and then in the story you don't go to certain places. And then those places are covered in the multiplayer. And you think, wow, they thought of this, you know.
Yeah.
They thought this through properly. The whole map design is part of, essential to the multiplayer. So you have this factory, for example, where this huge building under construction, and then you don't ever come across it much in the story, but in the multiplayer, it's a team deathmatch map or something. It's very, very well thought out, and it's and what I like about GTA and always liked about it, it's not just a guy running around in an open world. It's a good racing game. It's a good shooter. It's
the mechanics all round are solid. I mean, it's got
even tennis. Tennis was I played with a guy and it was fantastic. I loved it. Tennis is
the tennis, sick. The
golf, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to play the arm wrestle. I want to play the arm wrestle.
That's the thing. I always liked GTA for its variety. San Andreas, I missed so much in GTA 4 because it wasn't as as unique. It doesn't have so much to do.
Yeah.
It was more story driven than and focus on the few mechanics it had. But it has everything again. Except one major complaint is you can't drive trains.
As we found out, whilst slowly getting crushed by the train trying to get into it.
Yeah, so we went in a car and we tried to get on the train.
I ended up falling off and ending up in the wilderness for half an hour, trying to get back to civilization. That went well.
Without any cars or anything, it was on the mountain. Yeah, we were chasing the train and then I get on top of the train and then you fall off the car or something and you get run over.
I fall off, get run over by the train. Somehow I don't die, then fall off the bridge and don't die and land...
Car explodes.
Yeah, land in the valley below, far, far away from cars or anything. So I just end up running around for about half an hour.
At the same time, I got on the train, on the train carts, the last one, and they're so long, it took me 10 minutes to get to the front, just to be disappointed that the doors don't open. And I killed the train driver, and it was still driving.
Wait, you could actually kill the train driver?
Yeah, there's a guy sitting there, and I shot him, and it kept going. It's
such a shame.
It's a disappointment. But at least planes are back.
Yes. Well, the map's actually big enough to accommodate planes now. I mean, GTA 4 is a bit small. Planes wouldn't have worked very well.
Well, yeah, of course, but also Blaine is it Blaine County. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, with 3 airports on there. 3 airports, I think.
Yeah. Is that counting the military base or not?
Yeah. Which you can't really access.
Yeah. Can't access legally.
Without being chased by murderous cops and soldiers.
Cops with a bloodlust in their eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, you got into the base, better kill you.
Better horrifically murder you. Just let me drive over your face with my car.
Just mercilessly take a tank out and shoot you in the face.
Oh god.
Because,
the planes...
trespassing needs to be
dealt
treated
with heavy-handedly.
Yeah, with force.
The force of a large metal bullet. The planes take so long to get into every time. Until I'd figured out which plane is safe to get to, every time the tanks would blow me up as soon as I got into the plane.
Yeah.
So bad, so evil.
Well, so in general, I like... the entire city feels more alive. It's not just some open world map where you have a lot of map but very little to do.
It's like a desert, basically. It's a lot of space, but not a lot there.
With the illusion of there's stuff to do. It's a nice place.
Yes.
Ooh, but you have random encounters with people. Oh no! Catch him! He stole my wallet.
My handbag. No, please.
And then you can chase them, and you can keep the money, or you can give it back. It feels alive.
It's like, please,
especially on PC. The car density and everything. You finally think it's an actual city, and
providing you've got the computer to actually run it. I mean, this does take a lot of power.
Yeah,
but I'm not really surprised considering.
No. But it looks beautiful as well. I can't get over the fact that the textures are so nice.
Textures are very good for a third-person type game.
I don't regret a single second of the 60 gig download. It took me ages.
Yeah. I should have just waited until it had been released, because the preload actually took longer than download for me. Because my internet's fast enough to deal with it.
I'm glad Well, we're not people who pre-order, remember? But they got this good deal.
Of course not.
Nope.
Definitely didn't pre-order.
Apart from GTA, I've been playing City Skylines. Still.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I haven't played it.
It's so good.
I don't have it.
It's so good.
I feel like I should.
It had a decent price at launch. And it came at a perfect time because there was nothing good for me to play. I ran out of stuff. And then I get City Skylines. That kept me occupied until GTA 5 was released.
But not just for you, but
that
in
kept
general.
me occupied.
Because, there were no good city building games at the time, were there? So it came at a good time for that as well.
It was a genuinely good game. Very good game.
Yes.
I loved I spent over 35 hours.
I noticed.
The thing is, I'm not the kind of person who just buys a game and plays a ton of it.
Yeah.
And but City Skylines and GTA 5, well, the only two exceptions ever. I've never done that. Taken the game and then spent as much time as I could have.
Well, with the exception of Civ.
To be fair, I didn't really have university to worry about.
Yeah.
At the time, so
you can excuse it. You can get away with it. I'll let you off this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, City Skylines. I think the main component that makes it so unique is the traffic, the dynamic traffic, and you have to build your city and plan everything around that.
I've seen some of the systems in work for the way you build motorways and stuff. You actually have to plan it out pretty well. Otherwise, you're going to end up with lots of bottlenecking and such.
And then if you have a lot of traffic, it affects the health of people. Emergency services won't get there on time. But buildings will burn down because the fire brigade won't get in there on time. I think
the Great Fire.
Everything. Pretty much everything is affected by traffic. So you have to be pretty smart, just like in real life, and it's very, very well simulated.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they had to just take it from Cities in Motion, the engine or whatever they used, and implement it here. But as a city building game, that's probably very... I don't know why it wasn't such a huge thing until now.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it is. Because it defines the city building. Everything you do, it affects everything in the game.
Yeah. Very, very good dynamic of the game, really. I also like how complex you can get a lot of the things. Like, you showed me a picture of a 6-way interstate, I think it was, or something?
Yes. It was beautiful.
Wow. That's mind-blowing.
But the best part is that the AI knows to use it. They will use it.
It's not
no matter how crazy it is, they will use it. It's just, that's what I mean about it being very well made. The engine, it's just, no matter how obscure the designers, they will know how to use it, and they will use it.
Yeah, they will use it.
If for example, you make it very easy for everyone to walk to places, then they will walk.
Yeah.
It significantly affects your how people use transport or cars. If you have buses, that lowers the number of cars. Just the whole game is pretty much
anything you would expect
this
in real
traffic.
Life.
Yeah, it has the traffic at its core, and that makes it so unique and brilliant. Yeah, so I've been playing that a lot. And everyone else who's played it just loves it.
Yep.
And the best part, modding.
Ah, yes, modding. That's always good in a game.
Modding, free mods. Not just...
Yes. Free. Yeah, wow. Ever since Skyrim modding had the paid option, its reviews went down. Everyone was saying, "Don't buy this! Paid mods!" I mean, holy crap.
I guess it's alright if we start talking about that then. Even though, the whole system was...
taken down after 3 days. 3 days, I think it was, yeah. 3 days. Yeah.
The funniest thing is that they left it over the weekend to just blow up.
Yeah. Just let it do its damage, and then, just let them have their reputations destroyed before fixing it.
Over the weekend, it just slowly turned into a massive pile of garbage.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, the employees come back just to have their office on fire.
All of the computers have been ripped out of the office. It's just spray paint everywhere, just saying "screw you."
To be fair, that was a bit extreme. But the community's reaction to that was very, very extreme.
It was very extreme. But it was very sudden as well, the implementation. It's not like anyone had any warning. Well, with the exception of modders, but they were told to keep quiet, so all the consumers had no idea this was going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
My impression is that not many modders were consulted, but only a few.
As far as I know, it was only 10. I think it was 10.
10, and it wasn't anyone significant, right? Was it?
I think
anyone important.
I think the most significant, the most well-known person out of the lot was the person who made the mod Wet and Cold. Yeah.
And what does that do? Sorry, I'm not a modder.
Yeah.
Modding person. I don't do.
Me, the person who has got too many hours on Skyrim, shall tell you. It's a mod where
doctor.
It's I've got a PhD in modding, so yes.
PhD in Rim?
Yeah. It's a mod it's basically an immersion mod. It adds a lot of effects for when it's raining and such, so when it's raining, it'll actually make you look wet, and you'll be dripping and such. Also when you go through water, and you'll also be dripping when you come out. It also changed a couple of the AI as well, so for instance, when it's raining or when it's cold, people will put hoods on and such to make it look like they're trying to keep warm or dry. And in the winter, when it's snowing, you will actually see snow building up on your clothes and your skin, and you will actually breathe like, whatchamacallit, the smoke, frost smoke, whatever you call it, I don't know. But, yeah.
And that was a very well-received mod, if I understand correctly.
It was.
Right.
It's very good.
But that surprises me, because I know there are many more famous mods, some of which I've heard of, some not. And then they didn't see it coming either. And then it was the really bad modders that get to publish this stuff. I
wouldn't say bad, but less well-known. And I think as far as I know...
They didn't make any... It's just they didn't make anything significant or anything useful for the game.
From what I can tell, most of the people that were introduced into the system were people that were big on the not Skyrim Nexus, the Steam Workshop. Because looking at one of the mods, I recognized it. It was a armor set and a weapon set, and I already recognized the weapon set because this was a mod that had been released previously for free, and they'd obviously just added the rest of the armor to the set to release it as a paid model. Yeah, a bunch of the stuff. Mostly all people that were from the Skyrim Workshop, and also they didn't actually have to make a new mod. They could just make something to add on to mods they already had, as long as it was significant quotation marks, which could mean anything really. That's subjective. So
yeah, as usual, Valve with legalese isn't very particular with them.
Legalese.
No. Yeah, they always have this vague phrasing of anything.
Well, vague helps them in court, really. I mean, that way they can just get around a lot of things. If anyone actually decides to try something, but people don't.
Exactly. It's evil.
Evil.
Evil. Evil! like a SpongeBob Mermaid Man. Evil.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, my biggest problem with it is none of that. I don't, because I'm personally not modding Skyrim, but it's the fact that the guy who makes the mod only gets 25%. 25%.
Yeah, I do think Bethesda's 45% cut is a little bit ridiculous. Yeah. I know they've got the IP, they made a lot of the base resources that are used, but still, that's not the time and effort. Well, rather the time and effort for the mod being made.
You mean Bethesda 45%?
Yeah, Bethesda's 45.
Yeah, Valve gets another 30, so it's not the wrong math you did. In case people are wondering.
My math's good, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's 25%, yeah, Bethesda should maybe get some stuff so they don't go...
Well, of course, they're entitled to some of it. They are entitled to a bunch of the money, but not that much.
I think that they are entitled if they add something to it, not just enable it. I mean, if they make a work SDK or something, then yeah, for sure, give them some money. But
yeah, because they made the creation kit, so that's why they're entitled to some money. But
exactly. I mean, if they're making money off something, that was their tool was used for, yeah, might as well. But
45.
It's yeah. I don't know what to say. 45%. I mean, for doing nothing. I mean, the creation kit in this case was already there, right? It was used for ages for modding in general. Skyrim has been out since 2012, was it?
2011, just before
2011, yeah.
11.
November 11.
I remember that date too well.
Yeah, it was a cold, rainy day in London.
No. The rain.
Back in the days we had slightly better internet. Hey. Now I'm in the southwest.
You should have preloaded GTA back then. Come on.
Yeah.
And it still wouldn't have finished in time.
Don't remind me.
60 gig download. Too much.
Yeah, but I left it on overnight, on release day, so...
Yeah, that's fine.
That was alright.
It's all good.
And it extracted the encryption and everything. Anyway,
yes.
Yeah, 45%, what the hell? Maybe 10%, 20%, okay.
I would have said...
Valve taking 30% is kind of reasonable, but they don't have to take 30% for hosting a file.
I would have said Bethesda 30, Steam 20, and then the mod developer 50. I would have thought that would be a lot more reasonable.
I think the least I would be okay with is 40 or 50%. That's absolutely as low as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Apple App Store. They get 30% of everything. Everything. But they don't do anything apart from hosting.
But there's no other cuts, are there? So the people that actually upload it get 70%.
You get 70% for what you've done. I kind of thought that's kind of a lot. I mean, they don't have to take 30%, but what they do is curate as well. And Valve, they don't do that. Curation.
They don't actually curate.
They allow anything.
That's why they were paid for with horse genitalia on the workshop.
Yeah.
I can't.
There's a mod for that.
Yeah,
you can
actually got on there.
The phrase, there's a mod for that.
Yep, there's a mod for literally anything.
Well, one way to solve the problem, in my view, is to have it highly, a reviewing curation process, a very thorough one.
Yeah.
To ensure it works, to ensure it probably adds something useful to the game, and so on.
The only problem with that is it's quite difficult with mods to fully see if it's working, because a lot of compatibility issues happen, and you can't test every single combination of mods. So
of course, but there's some mods that are just absolutely terrible that break your entire game.
Yeah.
Even on any computer.
But the question is,
I'm not saying they should test on every single PC ever, but
yeah,
I'm saying it should, be good code. Bad
yeah, as in work with a base game. Well, but work with the base game. If there are no other mods, it should work perfectly fine.
Assuming there's no other mod installed, just having that one mod works well with the game.
That is one of the problems that people had with paying, is that they have no guarantee it's going to work with their system, because most of these people that are already modding are going to have a bunch of other mods installed. I mean, I've got about 50 enabled at the moment, and how do I know that the mod's just not going to work with my configuration? And that would just be a bunch of money wasted.
And the refund time was only, 24 hours?
Yeah. I didn't even know they had a refund time, to be honest.
Yeah, but then again, it's only 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's a no question. Well, it was a no questions asked policy. But it's only 24 hours. Say you get an update the next day, it breaks.
Yeah, and sometimes
never hear from them.
24 hours isn't enough time to test it. I mean, in one of the cases a long time ago with one of my old setups, I had a problem where only one specific area would have a problem. Like with an old version of a mod I installed, the scripts interfered with brawling someone. So when you challenged them to a brawl, you'd punch them, and then they'd take out their sword and murder you halfway through the brawl. And it's like, what? Right. Why? What? I did nothing wrong.
Oh, I love modding, but that wasn't a healthy thing to do for the community.
Yeah, they went about it all wrong. Because
I would say so, yeah.
It would have been good. As someone who used to do modding, well, not big time, obviously, but it would have been nice to have gotten paid for doing something you like to do. I mean, modding takes a huge amount of time. Just making a single sword for me, admittedly, I'm not very good at it, so it's probably going to take a lot longer for me to do it than someone else. But it still takes a very long time, even for something as simple as a sword or a shield.
Yeah, and the stuff you made was only cosmetic, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So imagine those, the wet and what was it?
The wet and cold mod, which actually adds extra scripting, not just extra items.
A lot of work goes into that. And yeah, modding is maybe a hobby, but
so is YouTube.
It's a very time-consuming one.
Yeah, like I said, so is YouTube, but they get paid.
So is making this podcast, and we don't get paid. Damn it! We have to pay for hosting. YouTube is free.
Yeah. Hint, 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 hint. Patreon hint. Oh dear.
Yeah, everybody support us on Patreon.
A Patreon we don't have. Yeah, support on the.
Are you asking for money on the first show? That's not any good.
I'm telling them to give non-existent money to a non-existent Patreon account, so everyone can be non-existently happy.
If anyone ever listens to this, give them money, please.
No, don't. Seriously, don't give any money. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a trap.
Not that they could give you money, even if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Patreon funded modding. That's all right. That's a good idea.
It's funded some modders, yeah, like that one person from City Skylines who used to work for one of the old SimCity team. The one...
Maxis?
Yeah, after that got shut down because of the last SimCity being a disaster.
I like how it was shut down much later.
Yeah, way down the line.
Oh, this happened 2 years later. We're out. Maxis quits the game. has left the session.
Maxis quits life. Bye now. See you later.
Patreon funded is kind of okay. It's because if people want to pay for something, they will pay.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If they like your content, they will pay. And there's a lot of you see this movement of many individuals moving towards Patreon as a source of income because, well, you're not going to make money from advertising. Because people want to pay you.
Yeah. It's a mixture of guaranteed money at the same time as people only pay if they want to. Because you set it up as a monthly thing, don't you?
Yeah, subscription.
Yeah, so once somebody's subscribed to or whatever to pay using Patreon. That's a guaranteed amount of money during that time, providing you please them and don't piss them off in any way to make them stop giving you money.
And that's a good thing.
But
if you stop liking the content, you can just hit cancel payment or whatever at any point in time. And so you pay if you want to pay, and that's what I always liked. But then again, you're not going to be able to pay every modder. So paid modding isn't fundamentally a wrong or bad thing.
It's just it was done horribly wrong.
In this case, execution was just...
The principle was good. It went horribly wrong.
It's like jumping off a plane without a parachute.
Yes.
Will you survive?
Valve,
I don't think so.
Kicking people off of planes without parachutes.
What surprised me even more is that they pulled the plug on the entire system
after defending it as well. The day before, or literally hours before, both Bethesda and Gabe defended it.
Gabe Newell did a Ask Me Anything on Reddit. So it's like an open discussion, and then he answers. In the comments you ask, "Oh, blah blah blah," and then he can reply to you directly, and he's him by a verified account.
Yeah. In
case you didn't know. Listeners, and Bethesda did a blog post defending the huge cut.
That's one of the few things I don't think they should have been defending. The huge cut. That is one of the things I don't agree with. The whole modders getting paid, I agree with. Modders should get paid. It's just the way they obviously had the paying work was wrong, because having the consumer directly pay is not a good idea, especially when they've always had them for free. Taking something away from people they've always had always leads to backlash. Horrible, horrible backlash. Yeah.
Skyrim, so the blog post is called Why We Gave It a Shot. Alright, they talk about mod developers are just that, developers. They deserve to be paid, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fair enough. They're the same as any other developer.
They proceed to talk about only 8% using mod, 8% of Skyrim players, blah, blah, blah. They talk about revenue sharing. That is really, really bad. And they say that they decide a percentage, and it's not Valve doing that. They get the 30%, and the rest is, decided by the dev. But the fact that they take more than the modder...
Yeah. They...
almost double.
Yeah.
And they defend it. It's a very interesting read. But, yeah. I don't know. You can't defend it.
It's just, what were you thinking? You used to be loved, now everyone hates you.
Yeah, so if they did, 30%? Valve gets 30% even on games on Steam.
And then that gives the mod
kind of makes
40.
Sense.
Yeah. That would be far more reasonable.
If Bethesda gets, 20, 30%, it's kind of okay. Bethesda should get less than the dev itself, the mod itself. And then, once the entire cut thing is organized and fixed, then Valve should actually put some work in and curate the entire damn thing.
Yep. Hence the pay for gold. It's literally a pay to win mod.
That's a microtransaction.
Yep. Literally a mod that you pay to get gold added to your character in game. One of the fantastic troll mods that were priced at £69, I believe it was.
Yeah, alright. There should be a strict guideline modders have to follow. Don't restrict their freedom in making stuff creatively, but don't allow them to rip people off using a legitimate platform. So that is reviewed, give it a few days, and if it if it satisfies Valve, then it should be allowed on the workshop. So just like the Apple App Store, you don't get to just put everything on there. It has to be reviewed and checked if it's a stolen app, not a stolen app, if it does something, if it doesn't, blah, blah, blah. If it works well, fine. Yeah, it gets on the App Store. People can buy it. And then Apple get their 30% cut. And in this case, it would be, 30% Valve getting the cut. But they kind of deserve the 30% cut because they do put work in it. But Valve just posts them on the workshop, which they just host for very cheaply because as a huge company, they get very cheap server deals because, they have to buy them en masse. And
yeah, mass is usually a bit cheaper than... Well, I say a bit cheaper.
Yeah, servers are much cheaper for that for Valve because they have so many of them. Yeah. And the hosts they're just satisfied to have their, them as customers. All right. So I think that's enough for Skyrim modding.
It's enough ranting about that. It's not like there aren't enough people on the internet already ranting about it. Yeah.
Even though it's, it has died. It's gone.
It's still being talked about. Where were you the day Gabe Newell got downvoted on Reddit?
I was on Reddit, just like every other day.
Looking
at cat pictures.
The internet in a nutshell. There you go. Cat pictures.
Precisely, yeah. All right,
I think that's it.
It's enough for today. It was, the fact that we got to about 50 minutes is impressive.
Yeah, we actually managed to fill up almost an hour. I'm impressed for two people who can't talk.
For two asocial individuals who only just talk to each other.
Horribly antisocial people. Even then, a lot of the time I'm not talking to you, I just talk to myself. It's just...
Yeah, we're two horribly antisocial individuals who talk to each other over, Steam chat. So we don't even talk to each other, verbally.
No face-to-face. Who needs that? I've just got my lovely monitor in front of me. Yeah, come here, let me just stroke you for a minute. I don't appreciate you enough. There we go.
So this podcast, I will submit this to the iTunes directory for podcasts. It'll take a few days because you need to have a first episode in order to be able to submit. It will be on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Salimbo, Salimbo. Or you can check it out on using the HTML5 player on the website, the beautiful, terrible website I have made. Salimbo.me, salimbo.me. And there's some other stuff I'm working on, anything else. And the show notes will be there as well. All right. Anything you want to plug? Or should I just leave them in the show notes?
I have a DeviantArt page. If you like anime bullshit, you can go there. The Con Artists, all one word. I have a YouTube channel as well, which has nothing on it. I might start doing stuff, I might not. So if you want to, you can go there. Go there in the promise of stuff might happen. And that's it. I don't do social media, so there you go.
That was a very dry plug.
I know. I'm really selling myself, aren't I?
Well, we don't have much to sell.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're listening to this on iTunes or SoundCloud, anywhere, leave a comment. Any feedback is appreciated. And reviews also, so we get more publicity and more exposure on the iTunes store. All right. Thank you for me and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.